Too high. This is like 1,400. Oh.
Terms they do when they approve your loan. What is it? Whatever that term is, I need that to be my pronoun.
My girl can go out to one ladies' night. That's it. You can go back with a rule book and everything. And then what's coming to me? And
all right. Are y'all gonna kill me if I say, do we throw Michael when he got the skin color change?
Nope, I demand it. Nope, I'm walking off stroke. I'm walking off as a stroke. No, it's got to be a stroke. No.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
I was just asking a question. First of all,
dollars for a stadium to be built outside of Buffalo.
We have to talk not about just individual behaviors, but about the system, right?
Realize that these credit bureaus, there's nothing federal about it.
So for the believers, it's just like, I have to believe, the God in her, just like she has to believe it in me.
Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Let's Chop It Up. Please follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and like and subscribe and tell a friend about Four Brothers Down on his YouTube channel. My brother from another mother, it's been a hot little 7 days, man. I ain't see you brothers in 7 days. Chopped it up with you, man. Derek, talk to me. What's going on with you, man?
Man, what's going on, my brothers? What has been going on with me, man? It's been kind of slow motion, but it's kind of been a slow motion on purpose. You know what I mean? One thing that I will say that we are blessed with a very busy social schedule. All right, my wife and I, right? We got a lot of friends, we got a lot of good friends, we got a lot of good people around us. We get invited to a lot of things. All right. We literally was just like, listen, we just slowed it down this weekend. We stayed home. This weekend was just, especially Saturday, was just like, time to just slow it down and just chill. It was a little quality time with me and my wife, man. We sat up and then we watched, what did we watch? John Wick. We watched all 4 John Wicks, man. We binged them. You know what I'm saying? So that was like what we were doing, And then Sunday we went out with my youngest son, took him to the movies. We saw Gran Turismo. He's a car fanatic. My youngest one, he's like a serious gearhead, man. And anything about a car, that's his thing. So he was fiending to go see that movie. That movie was really good, man. If you got a chance, go check it out, man. It really pulls on the heartstrings. It's based on a true story, and it is a really, really entertaining show, man. So we did that on Sunday, and then the rest of we just kind of cooling out. Now I gotta speak in code a little bit. My wife been going through a few things on the job, so I gotta kind of speak in code a little bit, but there's certain people that just that really got their check. You know what I'm saying? She had to check a couple people. You know what I'm saying? People that I guess you want to say who should have who should be in a position of influence over her life. So that's been taking up a lot of time with us as well. So I wish I could go further into that, but I can't. But other than that, we're just kind of cool. Everything's good, and Casa de Bazemore enjoying this air condition, enjoying this finally some decent temperatures. You know what I mean? Right here by the water, and that's what it is, man. And I'm enjoying being back here with y'all fellas, man. So I ain't gonna take up too much time, man. What's going on with you, Damien? What's happening, brother?
I walked on ice and never fell. I spent my time in a plush hotel. I'm doing all right, man. How y'all doing? I miss y'all. Shout everybody out. I gotta give a special shout out to Kelvin. He hit me up and was like, yo, did you know? And I'm like, no, I didn't know they were streaming it. So I got to watch the entire 50th, like 8 hours streamed on YouTube. That was really dope. I was dancing, singing along. I was bopping my head. Other times I was snoring, but we'll get into that a little bit later. My week wasn't bad. I'm working on some things, getting in shape, healthier, all that stuff. Good stuff. I know we got a packed show, so I'm gonna pass it off to Kelvin. What's up? How was your week?
The week was good. Much like you, I enjoyed the festivities for the 50 years of hip hop. Um, I had a doctor's appointment. Going through the requisite stuff. You get to this stage in life, you got to just stay on top of your stuff. And it's funny because anything that happened, I mean, the doctors just go in. Complain about anything. Oh, you know what? Get on the table, just take everything off. Like this. That is the massage. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, I'm doing pretty good, and I'm excited about the future. I'm give some people some advice that I do. You know how you have something that you're looking forward to that you know is coming up, and you get excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
Get excited even when you don't know what's coming up. Just get excited for anticipation. Just anticipate something great, even if you can't pinpoint it. Just trust and believe that something good is in your path. There's a reason, and I don't mean to sound preachy. There's a reason that you woke up. There's a reason you're still on this planet. Whatever it is, that big thing that you're here to do is still in arm's reach. So make sure you go after it and don't trip. So I just want to just encourage everybody. I don't know why I said that, but I'm anticipating something great. What it is, I have no idea, but I'm anticipating something. Well, what I have to do, it gives me great pleasure to just take the ball across half court and instead of our offense, throw it to the point guard, number one in your program. My man D, talk to me. What's the deal?
Chilling, man. What up, Sean? Hold your head up. Everything I'm working out, man. What up, baby? Yeah, my week was good, man. Like, we're going to talk about the Hip Hop 50. I did go to Yankee Stadium, check it out. We'll probably chop it up about that later on. It was a great experience, man. Love hip hop. I had a time, there's a player I went to called Flex that one of our dear friends, Brittany, that went to Spelman with Sally's. It's called Flex at Lincoln Center. You can check it out. It ends on Saturday, but it's about this girl basketball team, and every shot, it could change the next line. So if they miss the shot, it'd be a whole different script. If they hit the shot, it's different. And the ending. So it's really dope. Black cast, phenomenals at Lincoln Center. Tickets are not that expensive. Great seats. That was really dope.
Wait, hold on, D. Your wife is from Spelman?
Yeah. She went to Spelman.
And she light skinned? You talking about, I gotta tell you. Oh, we gonna have a meeting. I did not know he done married a light skinned woman from Spelman. Oh, no. We gonna have a meeting about this. All right, go ahead. I did not know that. I didn't know that. My man done moved up. I can't believe it.
You say she light skinned, she gonna go crazy. See, I'm not light skinned, I'm caramel. So, but nah, it was cool, man. Hip Hop 50, but I want to say one thing. Rock the Bells is better, but that's another subject. But
hell.
Queens run you niggas, ask Russell Simmons. So I just want to let everybody know Queens was in the building. Queens run hip hop, ran it.
Oh my God!
Right.
Really?
Right.
Really?
Hey, listen, we'll talk about it. It wasn't for Nas, that Hip Hop 50 wouldn't have existed.
Wow.
Keep it a buck.
Wow! You saying that as a Kane fan?
As a Kane fan, it wasn't for Nas. That his company put that money up. That's all I gotta say. Queens.
They could have got other money.
Queens. Q Burrow, baby. You should have got it. That's right, Kelvin got it tight. You want that Vanessa Williams. You gotta have a green-eyed bandit type of shit. Let me see, man. Where we at? Okay, it'll be on time. Okay, cool. So let's get into it, y'all. Georgia grand jury indicts Donald Trump in 2020 election interference probe. Jamie, can you play the clip for us, please?
And we continue following breaking news tonight. A grand jury in Georgia has returned an indictment in connection with former President Donald Trump's alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election. The grand jury's findings were presented to the Fulton County judge earlier tonight and unsealed just moments ago. Trump is charged along with 18 other individuals. The former president facing multiple charges, including racketeering, conspiracy, and filing false documents. The indictment claiming Trump knowingly and willfully joined a conspiracy to unlawfully change the outcome of the election in his favor. Well, Trump released a statement just moments ago saying he has committed no crime.
Thoughts, anybody?
I mean, what do you think he was gonna say? You think he was gonna say I did it?
I ain't never gonna say that.
I know. He's probably gonna be like, look, I just did what everybody else been doing. Y'all just trying to put me in jail for it.
Yeah. But who you think is gonna be the first one to snitch? Because somebody giving it up.
Oh, somebody giving it up. You already know. I don't know. I don't think I have a favorite in terms of who's gonna snitch first. It really could be a roll of the dice. But like you said, D, somebody giving it up. And let me tell you, let me circle back on Trump for a second. He told you what he was about way back in the days, man. You know, when he was first rolling, when he was first going for president, he was telling you, man, I know, and as Dave Chappelle pointed out in his special, he told you what he was about. He said, I know what they do because, because I do it too. You know what I'm saying? So he was telling you it was all crooked. So why would we expect him to be anything else other than what he is? You know what I mean? And he's telling you how it's run. And of course, we just got to sit back and wait for it to fall. Now, the question is, can any president going forward get elected without having a little dirt on his hands? They all say politicians, they all have to have a little dirt. I don't see how you get to be elected without somebody having something on you. So we'll see how it goes,
Shauna said take himself out. Shauna, I think
she said self-delete.
I think Rudy is going to be the first one to turn up to give it up. Because Rudy, right now, if you look at it right now, Rudy Giuliani is already putting his house up for sale because to pay for his legal troubles. Remember Donald Trump, door dude, the guy who's a driver's car and stuff. He was in some trouble too, and he couldn't find a lawyer in Florida to help him out. So people that can't afford this is I don't know if you people know how this RICO shit go. You got to have a big bank to afford this RICO shit. And these guys' money is kind of funny. And Donald Trump, people think he's a billionaire. He uses a lot of other people's money, uses other resources to pay for a lot of shit. This RICO is different. This Georgia RICO this shit is almost tighter than the Fed's RICO. So I was like, this is a different ball game right here.
But it seems so redundant, though. I mean, like every other day is the charges and stuff like that. And this dude has been Teflon. He trying to race to that White House to make sure he can get everybody up.
They might catch a RICO in Arizona too. You forgot about Arizona?
But I'm saying, like, I mean,
so wait a minute,
you gotta have banks. Yeah, because remember he did it in different states.
It would be easy if it was in spades.
Remember, and all black women are going after them, black judges and black district attorneys. But people got to realize Arizona's next. He did it to Arizona too. So this RICO shit, man, they gonna bleed them out, man.
I'm not curious about who's gonna snitch. What I'm curious about is which one in the GOP, because the GOP is still afraid. They know they can't win without his base. So they tread lightly. The only one that's trying to go up there and play herself is Christie, because Christie know he ain't lost 1 pound since the last election. The last time he ran, not one. Like, remember they say, they're not gonna elect the overweight president. This, that, and the third, health concerns. My man don't care. He's doing the same thing, and he dirty too. He fouled too. What he did with George Washington Bridge and all that stuff he did in Jersey. But he's the only one actually going after Trump. Everybody else, DeSantis is supposed to be the heir apparent. And he's getting trounced right now. So everybody's like, it's not that Trump is doing anything wrong. We don't believe he did nothing wrong. We just say he may not get elected. So that's why you should elect me. That's what they're saying. So they're scared to say anything. Remember that debate is coming up. So what are they going to say in that debate? Now, Trump he's going to be in this one. So what are they going to say in this debate? You got a man that got like 4 different charges over his head in one place. How do y'all ignore that in the debate?
Christie had a BBL. When he get this shit done? Damn, his shit
she meant BBQs. That's what she meant.
His shit went backwards. That motherfucker's all going back up. Man, hurry up, man. But the Georgia people, the Republicans in a funny spot. They're really in a tight situation, trying to back this dude going into it. But like you said, he's a machine. I think he's going to get more hype. I think he wants this because he liked the publicity no matter what. He liked that the camera's going to be in there. He's going to get a real dick hard if his dick still gets hard on being on camera on the story.
I want you to come up with any other example. I mean, any other example. Any other example.
What? We need like a pause button, like a big stamp. Pause that. Pause on the play. Time out. 20 seconds. Time out.
And I don't feel sorry for them 2 black people that got caught up with Trump, especially the girl. She was R. Kelly's publicist, and she used to be Kanye West's publicist, the one with the African last name.
Who's that?
The publicist. It's word up. More free publicity. That's what he loves. He's really gonna get a good feeling for this.
I think a lot of them
pause, man. Damn.
I said feeling.
I'm trying. We tried to ignore it, right? He gonna keep going. And ain't no scroll come yet, but we gonna leave it alone.
Feeling
but,
this time. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. I ain't mean to cut
But
you off.
I just feel like they understand the nature of this game is all publicity. So they no bad press is good press or something like I forgot the quote. Apologize.
All
Smarter
press,
people
good
than me
press. I
correct
never
me.
bought into that
Yeah,
though.
me neither.
We got them charges over your head. I don't know.
For certain people, it don't matter if their name is in your mouth or their name is on the screen or whatever it is. It's a good thing for them. Honestly, his popularity probably died down when he got kicked off of Twitter, when he was quiet for a while, and now it's shooting right back up because of presidency talk. So now he's probably going to be able to parlay that into something that's going to help his case.
I'm gonna tell you what's gonna help them. The asylum seekers. In other words, you got people that's sitting here. You got 100,000 people that came to New York from Mexico via bus. And you got people else be on some old Trump was right about the wall. Like we don't know what we can do with these people. We don't have places for them to stay. And there's a bunch of people. So people gonna be like, yo, his immigration policy, I'm with him on that. It didn't be
It didn't do nothing with it though. So like his policies never went anywhere.
So, well, see, but D, that's where it comes in with the publicity thing. He don't have to. He doesn't have to. In other words, he's the person.
He gonna say he gonna
like for instance, all these charges, it's a witch hunt. All right, that's it. Yeah. No, nothing to see here. So that's it. So his base doesn't require anything. That's the thing. So whatever he tells them is fine. His base is uneducated whites that really are disgruntled, and that's just it. I don't mean anything foul by that. I guess it's not complimentary, but I mean it's just what it is. That's what he's tapped into, and they don't care. But race supersedes everything policy-wise for them.
Even with all of that, I can look at it.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead, D.
No,
you were speaking to him. I
was reading the what she wrote right there. That's
Hepzibah killing it right now. She said also what happened in Millennium. Yeah,
she waiting on her papers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know.
Go ahead, Dave.
She's still checking her email. But no, I think even with all that, if he goes out. And if you want to win, just hire me. I'll give you the strategy. If he goes out and he says, like you said, Kelvin, they're witch hunting me because they know I'll go in there and I'll take care of this. I'll take care of it. All the top 3 to 4 things that's going on with like asylum seekers, with the economy, with the stock market. If he go in there and say a couple of those things, and he say, and y'all are too scared to do anything about it, he's out of there. That's it. As soon as, because it don't seem like Biden, it don't seem like Harris, anybody is taking a strong stance on anything. And if he goes in there and puts up a strong face and says, they're just went hunting me because they too afraid. They too afraid that I'm gonna do what needs to be done. People gonna eat it up.
Yeah, they already eat it up. Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I
Stay
can't
tuned.
wait. I can't wait to see his ass with the mugshot this time. Georgia put everything in the news. I'm so happy. I can't wait to see his ass.
If Georgia allowed to have cameras report,
I really want Giuliani because all the shit Giuliani did from the fucking 80s and the 90s. That's the main person I want to see. I want to see him more than fucking Trump. That stop and frisk shit. I want to see I can't wait to see his bitch ass for the same thing you locking everybody else up for, that Rico.
Word.
That Rico shit, that conspiracy charge shit is the worst shit in the world. And that Georgia one seemed tight to get out of. Ooh, that lady got 80% conviction rate.
Damn, she ain't bullshitting.
Man, she ain't playing no games. That Rico's hard, man. Look at them.
They know who they putting in there to get him. They gonna get him.
But also, you gotta look at the words Trump is using now. He's using the word, he calling the people the riggers. Oh, these are riggers. What that sound like? These niggas.
Yeah.
Fulton County riggers?
Yeah, dog whistle. Yeah, absolutely.
Come on, son. The riggers out of all the words you can use.
But I'm trying to say he understands it's all publicity. Somebody's gonna jump on some social media channel with 100,000 to 1 million followers and be like, "What does he mean when he say rigger?" And then somebody's gonna click on it and they're gonna be like, "Yo, this dude don't miss." He gives.
But I don't think it's really. I don't think we really pretty much this what it is. Trump supporters are gonna support Trump. And then people that are with the Democrats are going to support. So the question is, what are the independents going to do? That's all it is.
Yo, you say that, man. I've been hearing some real. It's been getting shaky. It's been getting a little shaky. I've been hearing some people that I didn't think was Trump supporters start to kind of creep over there a little bit, man. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand, but it's happening.
And these
man.
are people
I'm
that
seeing it.
didn't vote for him last
Yes,
election.
exactly. That's what I'm trying to
I'm
tell
surprised
you.
by that. Okay.
So
Yeah.
this, I wouldn't be surprised, because what can you point to that anybody has done in the last 8 years?
Oh, I don't even think that's a question anymore. We can.
So
I mean,
it's like,
realistically,
well,
right.
Might as well be.
If this ain't doing nothing, first of all, you sent what, 70 billion over to Ukraine, and I don't got fresh water. The price of eggs went up, and you sent 70 billion over there. I don't like, that's an argument. You sent 700 million. I don't know. Correct me if but if you send an X amount of millions to Hawaii, which is a part of the US, you know what I mean? For their crisis, and you sent, and you keep finding money to send over there, but people here starving, people here need money, prices is going up, people getting evicted, and there seems to be no communication on it. I think right now people just feel like they're being used for their votes, which they are, and then they're being ignored when they need help from these people that they say, we need you. All right, I need you one time. You haven't done anything for me.
Yeah, I think Jamie wrote.
So it makes Trump, who is yelling and screaming like they're crooked, they don't do. He like, yeah, he not lying. He lying about everything else, but when he say they crooked and they grimy,
I don't know if you guys watch the news today with the Inflation Reduction Act today that Joe Biden announced, and it shows a study showing that it's actually going to work out, especially from 6 to 8 months from now. Is really good. So I don't know if you guys watched that today in the news, but I know what Jamie wrote today. I saw that today in the news. The topic of that. So the inflation. So they call it, I forgot what they called it, Jamie. It's like you had Obamacare. They called it Biden economy, something like that. I forgot, it was a little name to it. I was half asleep when I heard it, but it's going to seem like it's about to work out. But I want to go to
now they do it.
Now you're going to do something.
Hey,
but
listen,
think about the inflation hasn't gone up. They're just bringing it back down. We've been struggling with inflation for decades. So it's like, oh, we're going to bring it down 5 points. It's like, but you need to bring it down 50. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's kind of one of those Band-Aid on a bullet. Well, anyway.
Yeah. So real quick, next topic. So in Atlanta, I don't know if you all saw this, but Atlanta Funeral Home it's got in trouble for, the notice that a doctor, they received a baby from the hospital. The baby was decapitated. Jamie, do we have a clip on this?
The latest chapter in a horrible, horrible story. For the first time, we're hearing from the funeral home director that blew the whistle after he received a decapitated baby from a Metro Atlanta hospital. Atlanta News First Patrick Quinn is live tonight south of Atlanta outside Watkins Funeral Home that's in Riverdale. And Patrick, the family and agencies across the county are thanking staff there for speaking up.
Rick, the truth of the matter is, without Sylvania Watkins here, seeing this baby, noticing something was wrong, and speaking out, not only will a multi-agency investigation into this death may not be happening, but also the family might not know the truth around this young boy's death.
I've seen almost everything, and I won't say that no more because this was something I had never seen.
In mid-July, Sylvania Watkins at Willie A. Watkins Funeral Home in Riverdale received a baby's body from a nearby hospital. It didn't look right to have come from a hospital and not the coroner. He called the family and quickly realized.
They didn't know. They did not know.
The parents did not know the boy's true condition. His body was detached from his head.
And seeing the pain and anguish as if like, what really just happened? Your heart goes out to them.
It was then Watkins knew he had to alert authorities. His next call, the Clayton County Medical Examiner, who now has urged the Georgia Composite Medical Board and the Secretary of State's office to investigate 3 specific doctors and the nursing staff at Southern Regional Medical Center. The family has since filed a lawsuit against the hospital and medical staff involved in the birth.
It was just horrible, despicable, terrifying.
Kimberly Seals-Allers is a maternal health advocate and executive director of Earth, an app that turns Black and brown birth experiences into data to spark change. Here in Georgia, in 2022, state data shows Black infants are more than twice as likely to die during birth than white infants.
When we see systemic issues like that, this is a cultural problem, and these are the things that need to be rooted out, not just at this particular facility, but out of healthcare providers who have grown to dehumanize us and our infants.
Seals-Allers says change in birthing rooms starts with speaking up. For Sylvania, initially speechless, he found his words.
When you see wrong and it's something you can do to make it right to a certain degree, you got to speak up. You got to speak up.
And in the latest statement from the hospital, the Southern Regional Medical Center, a spokesperson said, as our deepest sympathies remain with the family, Southern Regional Medical Center denies the allegations of wrongdoing in the complaint referencing the hospital. Now, Sylvania went on to tell me that they were see their baby before he was buried. In Riverdale, Patrick Quinn, Atlanta News First.
Our condolences to that family, man, losing a child, man. I as a parent, and that would happen to me, losing your child alone is got to be rip your heart out type of thing. Now to find out how they died, the negligence of this doctor or whoever, nurse or whoever, that's another level of I want to kill somebody type shit, man. So shout out to him, and thank God that this brother did tell what was going on. And he also could probably, I mean, we got somebody coming on later on in a little while to tell. He'll hopefully cover his own ass by that, because like, yo, hold up, nobody blame me for taking this baby's head off when I laid to rest. So it's sad, man, sad situation.
I had to do a funeral for an infant once, and it was the most sad thing. I mean, they handed me a coffin the size of a shoebox, and it was a baby. And it was just, and I remember there's a specific part of cemetery called Babyland, and you go there and you see mothers rubbing the ground where their children are buried at and stuff, and it's just it's horrible, man. It's just really it was terrible. It's terrible. So again, to your point, we do wish condolences for this family.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead, David.
Really say this is just a terrible. I don't have children, but I can imagine what that feeling would have to be like. There was a comment, I don't know if we could bring it back up, about the doctor.
Bring that up.
Which one?
Pulling
It's
Annie. Shout out Annie. What's up?
Yeah, apparently the doctor actually pulled on the baby's head so hard during delivery that the baby was decapitated. Unbelievable. There's no excuse for this. Agreed.
That's the best way I could say it. Like I don't know how hard do you need to pull at all. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I am incapable of having children, so I don't know the details. I cannot speak on it, but it's just, and then just the conversation around the birth, the mortality rates and twice as much. And at some point you got to say, if the system seems to just be unfairly skewed against you, then you might have to step away from it as best you can. Because you go to places where you're supposed to be able to place your trust, and you might be putting yourself in more danger than if you'd have stayed in your house.
Yeah,
definitely.
But with that said, tonight, man, we got and this brother probably saw a lot of things over time in his career that what he do. We have a dear brother fresh out of Brooklyn come to speak about. He's a funeral home director out here in New York City. He's probably seen a lot and probably could help people how to deal with lame ones the rest, because we always say, no, we tired of these GoFundMe, so we probably could talk about how to do. We had people talking about insurance, but you could probably give some stories on how long it take to lay someone the rest. I think that James Brown funeral got to be the longest one. It took forever, and Coretta Scott King got to be a second. But anyhow, with further ado, our dear brother come to the show, Irving Richiez.
Irving, can you tell him where you're from again, just so Damon can hear it out loud? I just wanted to add that.
From Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn. Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you.
And like I said, still Queens run y'all like Russell Simmons. I just want to make sure that.
Nah.
Listen,
Mr. Simmons got his own stuff to deal with. He ain't running nothing.
He got his own thing, but we had that ether.
Right.
We had to drop that ether a long time ago, so I ain't gonna bring it. We could say that for later on, man. That's probably one of the best diss records of all time, next to NWA getting dissed by Ice Cube. Anyhow, my brother, you just saw that clip. You just saw that clip, man. What are your thoughts? Have you ever seen anything like that before?
I've seen people decapitated, but not by the hands of a doctor, and not at birth. No, never.
Damn. And so, well, now, was he You think he was covering his own ass, or he just really felt bad for the family? Because this case, would you get blamed for something like that? Say, like, say on the death certificate came in, baby died at natural causes, but then you get it and it's like, oh shoot, the head's off.
Well, what bothered me was that the doctor's a sister.
I know.
You know,
every skinfolk ain't kinfolk.
That's right.
White supremacy play a lot into people's heads and psyche on medical still. But go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
That's right. Yeah. So I don't know, because I don't know all the details, because you know, I just heard about it a few days ago. And so I'm not quite sure as to what steps they took to cover things up. You know, so
yeah, it's a sad situation, man.
Yeah, it is.
Irving, first of all, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I wanted to ask a question. I've worked in ministry for over 30 years, so we always have had a relationship with funeral directors and funeral homes. I always wanted to ask the question, I always wondered, for a funeral director, every day you go to work surrounded by, I would think, grief, whatever regard that is. How do you, does that ever get to a place where you are depleted from it, or are you just desensitized to it, or is it somewhere in the middle?
Yes and no. I feel like I've touched the spectrum on all of those, because it's you have to be, for one, deeply rooted, have some type of beliefs system in you. Two, strong stomach, but at first, but this is something I've been interested in, so I don't know how other people take it. But for me, it's, I take it one day at a time. But there are times where I have to take a step back and, like woosah, examine the situation, because like sometimes I'm in a situation and I just really don't think about it because I'm just doing my job, and I'm not really thinking about the magnitude of the situation or whatever, So for me, it's just another case, and you treat every case like, no case is treated more special than the other, So every case gets, your undivided attention and everything. But for me, babies, young folks and babies definitely touch a deep part of me, because it's like, those are people that's not supposed to die, so yeah, there are times where I have to, take a step back. I was seeing a psychotherapist, because what we don't realize is that we get a lot of grief transposed onto us,
right?
And we don't even know it, and it was, I remember one time going to pick up, it was a 4-year-old. This was like last year, 4-year-old, about 4 or 5-year-old on hospice at home that died. And myself and my assistant, I could tell you, like, we cried harder than the family did. Like the family was there consoling us, because we're like, we were inconsolable, because like we have, kids that age, so it really touched home. It's like certain, like you get somebody that's maybe like 60, 70, you're like, okay, they died from old age, blah, 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 but when you get somebody that's 7 years old, or let's say a 16-year-old or whatever, it's different, because there's so many people in your life that are that age, and you start to think about them, and it's like, oh wow,
Yeah. So real quick, man, I'm gonna ask you. So, how did you get into the business? What made you get into the business? Like, you're young black, you from Brooklyn. Oh, the money. God damn it! I knew it. I should have went to got the money too.
Well, I mean,
and what were you doing? What were you doing before this that made you say, no, I got to change profession?
I was a correction officer prior to doing this, right? You know, I mean, I did have like a couple stops in between that profession and this one, but yeah, like I was a correction officer, and prior to that, you know, I found myself, I guess, doing a lot of jobs that nobody else wanted to do.
Yes, I did the immigration corrections, man. That's not a cool job. You're doing a better job now, brother.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Most definitely. Most definitely.
Pretty interesting, man. Yeah.
But
you know what?
I to answer your question, I from when I was a kid, right? I had a funeral home at the corner of my block. I grew up in Flatbush. You know, MDK all day, murder, death, kill. You know, so it was that funeral home was constantly busy, and you know, I was always riding my bike up and down the block into their parking lot, and there were times when if that door was open, I was going inside and I was sneaking inside, you know, go look at bodies or whatever. I would even, like, when they had funerals, I would like kind of try to blend in with people and, like, you know, go do like the final view, you know, and stuff like that. You know,
you fake crying for him? You saying he was a good man and all that stuff? Were you doing the fake?
Nah. I just wanted to see what was going on, you know, because as a kid, like, we don't go to funerals, you know. It's like your parents didn't take you to a funeral and stuff. So it's like, you know, you just see like a crowd of people and you're like, let me see what's going on. You know, you see people crying, you see different emotions going on outside. So it's like, you know, as a kid, you're very curious, you know. I was. So I was like, you know, hey, let's go inside. You know, so
you
other
said
than that, my mother.
Your name was Richie, so you had to get that money. So that's what I see. So you had to make the money fit the name. I see it, man. I see what you're doing, man.
There you go, Rags to Richiez, right?
Facts. I feel you on that one, man. You say his mother.
So my mother works at the hospital, you know, Kings County, and she worked like right above the morgue. So she took my brother and I there one day. You know, unbeknownst to us, took us there and Scared Straight program. You know, like back in the days, like that Scared Straight, yeah, like they would take you to jail. My mom's took us to because my father was a correction officer, and she would be like, you know, nah, we can't bring kids in the jail. So she took us to the morgue, you know, and she's like, hey, remember this guy? Remember that? You know, and it's like you see women, children, you know, anybody, you know, laid up, buck naked, and it was just like, I was just like, wow, like it was like, you know, looking in one room, it's like an autopsy. You seen brains. I was just like,
yeah, that's it. That was you. That was it for you.
Yeah, my brother on the other hand was like looking probably for somewhere to puke, a corner to puke. And meanwhile, I'm just like, ooh, look at this, and what's that, and what did they die from, and how many bullet holes does this person have, and you know, yeah, it was just like, it was very interesting. Yeah, interesting. So I always had that interest in me, you know, that forensics and stuff like that.
Derek, you was gonna say something? Sorry, before you.
Oh no, I was actually. It kind of, somebody said just kind of caught my attention. I don't know. I remember when I was much younger. And I remember being in a nightclub in Alabama, as a matter of fact. And I'm talking to this young lady at the time, and you know, I'm at the bar, I'm talking to her, whatever. You know,
long time.
I was a young man.
Before you married.
Way before.
So you got to clear this up.
Let's clear that up. Right.
And I'm
not working tonight.
Exactly. Please. And I'm talking to this young lady, man, and she's like, oh, and you know, you get to know me. I'm telling her what I'm doing or whatever. She's telling, you know how you do. And she's like, yeah. So what you want to do? She says she want to be a mortician. Now, at the time, I actually was like, damn, I think I need to slide out because I think she's just trying to get rid of me or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's not the thing that I expected a young lady to say to me, man. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of wondering, like, you know, like when did you know you were going to get into it? And what do you think what's the most important thing that you should be addressing at any given time? Like, what's the main thing that the main thing that makes you, the main modus operandi, the main thing that makes you go, that makes it all happen for you?
The main thing for me, man, listen, I think it's the fact that I got family, depending on me. Other than that, it'd be like, yo, I just go to work whenever I want, just do the bare minimum. And, us men, we're motivated by our women and our family, and of course money,
Yeah.
So, that's my motivation. And that money is a big motivation at that. So
what's your biggest responsibility? What do you think your biggest responsibility is?
My biggest responsibility is all these bodies. Don't get them mixed up. Make sure the right body goes to the right place. The right body gets treated. Because every case is different, and no two people, even though you might die from the same thing, but the body will react differently. So it's all about examining that body and making sure that it gets the proper treatment. Because at the end of the day, families all at times all looking for somebody to blame. So you don't want to give them ammo.
So this gives me my next question for you, real quick. What are some of the wildest things you ever seen for that's like two baby mothers showing up, anything like that, or somebody fighting with a will at anything like that? Give me something, man.
All right. I had somebody that died I had a couple guys that died at the jump off's house.
Yo, my man died like that. My man, you might have had my man. He was at the side chick house. He died. He had a heart attack
in Brooklyn.
In Far Rockaway. His side chick was in Far Rock.
Did you just say the name, bro?
I ain't say his name. I said side chick in Far Rock.
Oh, okay. All right.
Listen, that happens a lot. It
What?
happens a lot more often than we know.
My uncle died on the shitter with his little side young thing.
Oh, that's another thing. I've had people, a few people die on the shitter.
Yeah, man.
And it's always been women.
Nah, my uncle can't mix that Viagra with that nitroglycerin. You on that heart medicine, can't do that shit.
Yeah. So yeah, people dying on the shitter. People dying at the jump off's house. And like the wife having to come there to ID the body.
At the jump offs?
Yeah, because the medical examiner's like,
man.
Damn, I'm saying, yo, let me tell y'all now, fellas. Y'all drag me outside. Y'all get to
yo, man.
Put me in the car, take me down the block. Say somebody hit me. Don't let me die at the jump off. Don't let her find me at the jump off. God damn, son.
Right. Suicides.
See, this is
like
just
that.
my point. Do you ever have a good day at work? That's the problem. Like I always think about I always think like paramedics. You get up and you go to trauma, or you get up and you go to grief. Like I've been in ministry for years. I don't care how many funerals you go to, those cries and those screams and those whatever. It's just like that is the heart. In my estimation, in ministry, that's the heart. I can't tell you how many eulogies I've delivered. I can't tell you how many. And we work hand in hand with. First of all, I appreciate good funeral directors because good funeral directors that know what they're doing, they help the process on. And that, like any other field, there's some that's foul, that's milking the insurance, or whatever. Everybody knows what it is, but that's just a lot. And that's the hardest thing for me. Obviously I do see what else is one day it's a wedding, one day it's a funeral, one day it's a baby dedication, one day so it's this roller coaster. You obviously are right at the bottom of that roller coaster, which is the final. Death is so final. That's the problem. It's just like people feel like, there's some people that are not prepared. I don't care how old they get. I had a guy upset. He called me and he was just like, I'm mad at God. I'm like, why? Take my mother. I'm thinking like you in your 60s. How old is your mother? She's 96. I'm like, did you think he shortchanged her? Did you think it was like no, this is like why so soon? Like well, man, you know what I'm saying? But you go through the range of emotions with people, and obviously you can't get caught up in it a lot. You have to take care of, and we appreciate when you do a great job on the body. When somebody's looking like they sleep versus some places I'm sure you know of that have reputations that just they don't do a good job with the bodies.
Yeah. Like, and this, ethically, we're not supposed to talk bad about another funeral home or anybody in your trade.
I'm gonna talk about one. I'm gonna go ahead. Let you finish.
But,
I got one from Brooklyn.
Just don't name them, because I know you don't name them.
But there are, like if a family, my family would be like, oh, we'll think about going to this funeral home, or what do you think about this funeral home? Like, I would like, oh, like, yes or no, and I'll let you know why, but it's not like I'm going around bad mouthing like, oh yeah, they suck, or their bodies are leaking and this and that, but
no, you was light skinned when you died.
White funeral homes don't know how to do makeup, man. They talk about the black.
You got to get like
serious, man. White funeral homes make us look blue. The motherfuckers be proud. They don't make it look right.
You got to go to the right place.
Irving, this is a true story that happened. This is a true story, and I got countless of people that one of my students. I worked in Lincoln High School. Got shot, got murdered. Right? No fact. You say good funeral home directors. Now I'm in Brooklyn. And I see the black. I said, okay, I didn't know it was a black funeral home out here in Coney Island area. So I go up to the funeral director. I say, I didn't know it was a black funeral home area because I mess with this funeral home area. I want to mention out in Queens, right? That I grew up real tight with. So I said, she said, oh yeah, no, I'm not really. I use their service. I guess they should use them, the funeral home there. I don't know how she worked it out, but she walking me up to the front, right? And she keeps talking to me like, "You're not scared of dead bodies?" No, I'm not scared of any dead bodies. Now, you sure? Like, nah, I ain't scared of dead bodies. Like, you used to crowds? I said, Miss, I speak for a living in front of a school of kids or whatever. She walks me up there. She said, listen, I got to do something for 5 minutes. Bro, she leaves the funeral. I'm now the funeral home director. Everybody's coming to me because I'm in a suit. And this is Coney Island. So everybody else is in jeans and whatever. They putting a little weed in the guy's jacket. You know what I'm saying? They putting little bullets. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And like this went on for like almost an hour. And people are coming up to me. Like, what time was the service starting? I'm like, miss, I work at the school.
Man, the most interesting man in the world. Yeah. I'll tell you.
And this is, and y'all know Monique that did the wedding. Monique, my friend, she was there and the staff. I'm not lying to you. That I'm like, yo, when you say that, you gotta have a good funeral director. Go by references of people. Don't go by the price because you will get some bullshit.
Oh, yeah, I want to know if you've ever heard this before, because I had a friend tell me this. I've had more than one person tell me this. There are certain people, two of which I know, that said that they're getting cremated because they are afraid to be buried because they are afraid to be come back alive or something like that. Like they feel that they will be buried alive. Have you ever heard anything like that? Have you ever seen anybody have a fear like that? There are certain people that want to be cremated because they feel being confined into that casket that
for different reasons. My mother does not want to be buried because she's scared of snakes and worms. And she's like, they're going to be on my body. And I'm like, Ma, you're going to be dead. You're not going to know. And she's like, I don't care. I know now. And I'm not having it. And she's claustrophobic. So she's
right.
My grandfather, he died. Well, he died prematurely, I should say, because
at a side chick house.
No.
Oh, okay.
He was in the hospital, and my grandma got caught him, right? He was in the hospital, and I guess old people, their vitals are sometimes so low, and if you're not trained well enough, you're gonna miss the vitals and think that somebody's dead. They thought that my grandfather was dead, and they put him in the morgue. And so now when they came back to get him, he totally had a different look on his face than what he, was how they put him in there with. When they came to get him, he was like,
oh shit.
Yeah. And of course that's not how they put him in there.
So grandpa came back. How long? Much longer did he live? Or he just died? He froze him. They froze him.
He died. He died. I guess in the freezer in the ice box. Because they thought he was dead.
Damn, grandpa.
So they actually killed him.
Irv, I got one last one for you. And I think we'd be remiss if we didn't do this for our audience. There are some things that people need to be aware of when it comes to funeral homes or deal with certain places. Give us some things that people need to guard against for people that may not have the integrity you have when they're going through this process?
Ooh. Fast talkers. A lot of times you're gonna damn.
No, we're not asking you to give away trade secrets, but certain people
Right.
need
No,
to,
it's not trade secrets, but all right. So funeral homes you'll go to, there's some funeral homes you'll go to and you'll sit down with a person that's not a funeral director, and that's against the law in New York State. You'll have, somebody that's not, they might know the numbers and everything, but they legally cannot sit down and talk to you about any of these numbers or anything, like contract wise, anything. Like, it's illegal. But sometimes they do it because a lot of funeral homes are short staffed. So you know it. So go ahead and do it. I kind of was trained that way. Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes on, and you learn the right way, and then you're gonna learn the wrong way. But it's like, the person that's teaching you can't tell them like, nah, this is the right way. Like, you just have to know, okay, this is the right way, and this is what I'm not supposed to do. But I can do this. But we know, so there's a lot of gray areas when it comes to funeral directing. Make sure you check your contract. Make sure the numbers match.
What do you think about people that put jewelry and stuff in their loved ones' possession? Because there used to be this thing that people would say people would go and take the stuff out, or when you leave the body at the cemetery, some people would take. I mean, I don't know if that happens. I've always heard it did. I mean, why wouldn't it actually?
I know. I've heard of it. I know of a couple of people that have done it, and I'm just like, it's just like, no. I don't want nobody's jewelry. I don't want nobody's dead ass jewelry. I'm more the type that I'll, reach out. But see, for me, I deal a lot with the funeral homes, so I reach back out to the funeral home like, listen, there's jewelry, what do you want me to do with it? This one funeral home has a policy where they say burn everything. Like, if they're being cremated, because that's all they do is like direct cremations, which is picking up a body from the place of death and taking it directly to the crematory. So whatever's with that body, burn it, and the family has to sign off on it. So there's times I found like, came to claim the body is a lot of money, but hey, has to go. Like, for me, I'm like, I have a code of ethics that I try to go by, and it's like that karma thing also, so.
So I got a few more questions actually. So now, since we're on the topic of cremation, and a lot of these young people out here risking their freedom and their life and dying, and then they gotta get GoFundMe's, and some of these older people don't have no insurance policy. Can you give people the pricing? And I always try to tell people, if you don't have it, just cremate. And what's the pricing, and how much insurance should somebody like Grandma take on Pookie and them right now to make sure they can lay them to rest real quick while getting that fish fry money up?
All right, so insurance is a must, man. Like, I can't, and it's so cheap. Like, people, it's cheaper than your phone bill. You know what I'm saying? Like, get insurance and pay it. Like, I'll let my mortgage, lapse before that insurance, because guess what? Like, the mortgage company is gonna forgive me. That insurance company is not going to forgive you once that insurance bill lapse. I've had people come, that insurance bill lapsed by 2 days, and they were out on thousands of dollars, couldn't bury their loved one, had to change plans totally. Went from burying to now looking at cremation, or burying like in a different state, having to travel damn near 2 hours just to kind of find a price that's going to fit. So insurance is a must. That's a must. I always tell people, like, make sure you get insurance, and make sure you pay your insurance. Keep
at least 10,000 to cremate them, right? How much cremation you use in New York?
In New York, like, okay, because there's always options, right? So you're gonna have, like, let's say something like a direct cremation. You're looking at somewhere like $1,500, you know. But that's like we taking your loved one and we taking them straight to the crematory, you know, and we'll bring them back to you in an urn or whatever, you know. Then if you want, like, let's say cremation with a service, right? You know, like so you're gonna have like a service, and then after that, instead of burying, you're gonna cremate the person, because of course, you know, some people want to celebrate.
Is that with the cremation coffin, or do you just take them out that box? Hey, there's a rental, throw them on the thing. And
no, they have like rental caskets too. You know, that's another thing. That's a thing. You know, you have like caskets. That's like so the shell of it is what you rent. You know, like the family would rent that, and inside is basically just like the cremation container that the body is in, that the body will be cremated in. Gets, you know, we'll slide it in and slide it right out. You know, so so let's say the interior of the casket is also, you know, just take certain things out and it goes right in. So it's not, the casket is never affected, and it can be reused, and it's you know, it's an option. But yeah, so look, it's 10,000 is too much, you know what I'm saying? I would say, like, unless you're trying to do something lavish, you know what I'm saying? If we're talking about cremation here, 10,000 is too much, unless you're trying to talk about like lavish, like you want to have, like, you know.
Oh, well, you know, black folks, they got the repast.
Right.
They got like Hennessy, you know what I'm saying? That kind of shit. So me and everybody know I want nothing but hip hop and R&B, no gospel music. I want strippers. So I might need a little 10,000, something like that. Give my man Kelvin, everybody a little stack to throw up in the air for me. That's how I get down.
There you go,
bro.
make it rain.
Yeah, make it. I want to go out the way I came in this motherfucker, like, you know. So I'm dead serious. I'm playing. It's in my my will and everything, man. I don't want none of that. Kelvin, I'm dead serious.
You put it in the will too. Like, y'all gonna make sure.
Yeah, I don't want no gospel music at my joint. None. Zero. I didn't listen to it when I was alive. Don't play it.
That's fair. That is fair. You know, this is front.
It's fair. Yeah.
I'm front now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I gotta admit, I see that a lot though. I see that a lot. You know, he was a blood or a crip, but he loved the Lord. Like, I used to get that a lot. Like,
that's not gonna be me, Kelvin.
I give you pastors props. You know, that can preach and find something to preach about this little gangster.
But this is what I've always done. So that's very good. We've done this. Yep.
He ain't achieved nothing. No. You know, like, he got three baby mamas.
When there's nothing like that redeemable, you go right after consolation for the family. That's what you do. You go console the family or whatever. Because you know some people that the world is better without them. You know that, right? And just be honest. There are certain people they done kill 8 people and rob everybody on the block. Yes, there's some people.
Kelvin got the scroll.
But it's true. I'm sorry. That's true. You know what I'm saying? That is true. And so if that's the case, you have to understand that they got a family, and that's all. No, y'all know that's the truth. There's some people.
No, I feel you know what I'm saying?
I get, bro.
All lives matter. All lives matter.
Here you go, that bullshit.
You know, but some
no. I'm not saying they don't. I'm saying that once they're gone,
some lives matter less.
The world is better, though. You know,
some people gotta go.
That's right.
Some people gotta go.
Some people definitely gotta go. I'm not even
two at a time. 2 at a time, like Noah. I'm serious.
And twice on Sundays.
Word facts. Some gotta go, man. Gotta go.
That's right. Well, I commend you. Because what you do is a lot. I'll tell you, I think end of life care. Because I know some people I went to seminary with. That's what they want to do. They want to work in ministry towards the end of people's lives. They have no problem sitting in hospice. They have no problem sitting next to somebody's bedside dying of cancer. All those different things like that. And so I commend people because I believe that's a calling. I know somebody alluded to the money that people can make. I'll tell you something. I couldn't do it. Like I couldn't do what you do, and I believe it takes a certain person that's either called to do it or something like that. And the people that are not, I don't think should do it. If you want to get rich, I don't think you should do it. Same thing with nursing or being a teacher. I just think there's certain things that take a certain constitution that you should not do it for superficial or surface reasons. And I think this is one of them.
Yeah. That's correct. That's right. You know, I'm a firm believer in that. You know, if you don't like kids, don't teach. If you're scared of people, you know, like if you're scared of the hood, don't become a cop. You know, stuff like that. So, you know, like so, I've got compassion in my heart. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead, brother.
So, you know, for me, it came easy. You know, I love helping people, and that's one of the things that I thought I would have, you know, kind of would have made a difference going into corrections, and you know, but of course, you know, it's a system, and you can't break the system or beat it.
And real quick, like, you know, a lot of, say some young people watching, or some people older might want to do a career change. How long does it take them? How long does it take you to get a license? And like, what are the steps? And then also in this business, like, you know, we always try to support Black business on the show. And like, you're a Black funeral home director. Like I said, I grew very tight with a Black funeral home in Queens, and I know like other Black funeral homes in Queens, like Gilmore's. You got Forster Phillips. You got Elcox. Shout out to Elcox. That's my favorite one right there. What like, do you face racism with other like, you know, like sometimes the other white funeral homes and stuff like this? Oh, these damn niggas always trying to get everything. You know, I'm just keeping it a buck. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely didn't see the question going that way too at first.
No, because white funeral, it's racism in everything.
That's a loaded question.
Like car service business, Kelvin. Car service business in it. You know what's racism in that? Is it racism in Black-owned funeral homes? I mean, in the funeral home business. And also, I'll go back to the first question. How long it take for the education, the certifications?
All right. For me, and it took me 1 year. I did like a fast track program. I went to school at McAllister. Being that I already had a degree, I had a bachelor's. I shaved off, you know, some credits. So I just went into an accelerated program, which was 3 semesters. And all right. So remember in college, when you took a let's say full course, you had like maybe like 4 classes, 5, and that was like, yo, I'm full time. It was double to that. It's like I had like 10 classes at once, you know, per semester. Wow. Yeah, 10, 11.
Well, you're a smart motherfucker, huh?
Listen, it wasn't even. Well, I had to find it. Like, you know,
I respect that, man. I like a hustler, man. I love
like,
a hustler, man. That's what's up, man.
It was just one of those things that, you know, and it was like biology, all the ologies, you know, chemistry, biology, anatomy, all. And I'm talking about like all these core courses. I'm taking them like all at once, and it's just like intense. You know, the program was intense. Talk about 1 whole year, multiple tests every week, studying every day. You know, like you might take maybe 1 or 2 days off or whatever, but you're gonna feel it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like they're on you, and that's how the program was. It's like they train you to basically pass this test, because you at the end of the day you have to pass a board exam. You know, I'm board certified. You know, you have to be board certified in New York City. Well, all funeral directors have to be board certified, and in New York State especially. New Jersey is a little different, whereas some, you know, civilians can do some duties that a funeral director can. Yes, like regular people can go and pick up a body, you know, from the hospital and take it to the funeral home and stuff like that. Whereas in New York State, you have to be licensed to do that, because, and why wouldn't you? You're dealing with a body, you know.
Yeah, when you sweat like toxins and stuff, like, you know, especially when we had the COVID time, when you want somebody professional, like when you want to have all that kind of training, like how to maintain disease and all that kind of stuff like that.
Right.
Like,
when you come across a contagious disease, you have to know how to contain it, or even identify what it is. You know, and it's like, oh, you know, you come across something, you know that, oh, listen, everything I gotta mask up, I gotta put on, you know, a Tyvek suit or something, as opposed to, oh, this person just has, you know, like a pneumonia.
So they can send Uber in Jersey. They can send Uber Eats to go pick up somebody.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just
Basically,
saying.
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Dude could be picking up, food and go pick up a body at the same time,
damn.
in Jersey. It's no knock against Jersey. It's just that's how their laws are set up, and that's what it is. But in New York State, and I'm happy that it's set up like that because can you imagine that? Somebody just mishandling, your body. And I've seen funeral directors mishandle bodies, so you can imagine, and they're trained. So you can imagine somebody that is not
people
trained.
they lose bodies and stuff like that.
It's been done. It's been done. I mean, there's people that's been buried and not supposed to be buried, or cremated and not supposed to be cremated.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's one thing we call the Humpty Dumpty rule. You can unbury somebody, but you can't uncremate somebody. So like you can, kind of like, like, okay, somebody, we buried the wrong person, you can unbury, like you can exhume them, and it's like, all right, we can kind of fix that mistake, but you cannot fix cremating the wrong person. There's no way about it. Even if that person was to be cremated, they were not cremated. They were cremated ahead of their time.
Wow.
Yeah, so that is absolute no.
Let me ask you one more question before we go to some of the comments. Now, should people pay for plots early? Because I don't know if I remember when my father died. My father died in 2000. It's about my father had a plot, but they saying buy the headstone now because the price of headstone, the flat, I don't know what you call a headstone, the plate, the marker, it goes up in price over the years. I'm like, damn, it's like real estate. Should people buy it at the price now what the market is, or should they just wait and let the insurance pay for everything?
I mean, it depends, right? If you have a good policy, wait, you can wait. But if you're somebody that's like, okay, you want a specific, plot or whatever, or that's what you like, you want to be buried next to mom, or you want that spot is sentimental or something, I suggest go get that, because like anything else, it's like taxes, it's going to go up and it's not coming back down. So it is smart. It is a smart idea. Go get a plot early, and if that's what you want to do, to be buried. Even if you don't want it later, you can always sell it back. It's harder to, it's easier to buy a plot than to sell a plot, because you're not a cemetery and you kind of have to go through all these channels to kind of get rid of that plot. But I would suggest doing that, and it's less headache for your loved ones. It's like, oh, mom, dad got their affairs in order. It's like less grief. Because you dying. Funerals are for the living. They're not for the dead or anything like that. All of this is for the living. The people that are left behind, this is their coping mechanism, or the start of their coping mechanism. So try to make it as easy as possible for them. Get your affairs in order. Life insurance. Pre-plan your stuff. If like you want to be buried or whatever, go to the funeral, sit down and make a plan. You can put down a little $100 and they'll keep it going for you. It's like, let's it's like how we used to what is that? Layaway?
Yeah.
That's right. Go lay away your
we all gotta go.
Right.
Ain't nobody
you're gonna be laying away somewhere too.
Facts. And nobody leaving this place alive.
That's
I
right.
told the guy the other day, I said, I hope I see you at the next, I was at Hip Hop 50. I said, I hope I see you in 50 years. I don't know if I'm going to make it, but I'm planning it. But real quick, Jamie, go to some of the comments, man, to make sure we get, so I'm going to hold my brother's time all night. Go ahead.
Shauna says, my dream job was to be a funeral director. All right. Ortiz, what up, Ortiz? She says, be careful with embalming. Formaldehyde fumes are highly cancer causing. Lots of people prep folk die. A lot of body prep folk die from cancer. Okay.
Yeah. That is true.
She says
also a lot of them lose their sense of smell, because that formaldehyde embalming fluid is very dangerous. It's very cancerous. And it's, even though it's a liquid, it's more gaseous than it is liquid. So I don't know if that makes sense, but what you see is a liquid, but the composition of that liquid is majority of it is gas, right? So you could imagine, okay, you see something that's liquid, but don't know that the majority of it is gas, and that gas is
yeah, I get it, bro, because remember back in Philly, them dudes just mix that embalming fluid with that PCP. Remember that was called bolus.
Yes.
Remember that?
Oh,
Remember that?
yeah.
Yeah, remember that? Yeah. So remember that back in the
that
day?
dip.
Yep.
Yeah,
Remember
they call it that dip. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that way back in the days. I was in
man.
Philly.
Yeah,
Listen, I mean, guys used to break into the funeral homes for that stuff.
See?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's why we have to lock the cabinets up.
Damn.
Yeah. EOT says the funeral is a time when the secret family creeps out. I hope that don't happen with you, brother.
Yo, anything? Yeah, I want to. Any creep out stories came out, man? Anybody grandma smacked somebody, and then anybody like the side chick show up and started crying? Anything like that? You ever get them?
Oh man, listen.
Oh shit, no. A lot of
casket jumpers, or what I call casket jumpers.
They try to jump in the casket with the people.
Yes, yes.
That's wild.
Or you got the grave jumpers too. I always like, yeah, let them go. I want to see this.
I want to see them get out the hole. I would pay to see that.
Listen, because you always got those that's always like, and I always find like the family be like, yo, the people that like are so overly, like it's uncontrolled, ungrievable, this and that, and they're the ones that didn't do nothing, and it's kind of like grief has hit them. So it's like they do the most, It's like they.
To me, what happens is you mourn out of guilt. That's gonna get that mourning out of guilt.
That's right.
Usually, that's the thing we always see. Yeah.
Oh, take me!
Ain't spoke to the person in 5 years. But yeah,
right.
I wish somebody would pop up. I wish somebody would pop up and say, "All right, let me take you," and see what they really would do. I wish something would happen that's like, "Hold on, I was just playing." Like it was, I like his life. I swear.
D had a friend that was threatened to turn his grandmother's casket over.
I was going to that. Yes, his grandmother robbed him out of, and when he went to jail, his grandmother beat him out of like $68,000. And he's like, "Yo, we were going to go to the funeral home, and he's gonna kick the coffin over and rock. He was gonna pull it and shake him with the body fall. And I was going there just to witness it. But damn." I swear, and there's our good friend Chicken Wing. So we all know him, and he didn't get to do it because he got locked up.
I wouldn't get in that. I would not get in that man's way.
He was going to do it, but he couldn't do it because he got locked up.
Irving, what would you do? Would you cancel? Thank you, everybody, for coming. We're gonna take a brief pause here.
Oh man, hey,
Ushers.
Yeah, right.
What's your number one question? That raises the point. Like, what's your number one concern on the day of? You know what I'm saying?
On the day of what, the funeral?
Like the day of the funeral, like everything's going on, and all the setup is everybody's coming in. What's your number one concern? Generally speaking.
Generally speaking, number one concern, that this casket doesn't fall apart. Like if it's like one of those, like the family bought the casket and them get it from us, they got like one of those Costco caskets.
Amazon, people get Amazon got a lot of caskets on them.
Yeah,
do y'all call it the show? Do y'all really call it the show?
The show.
The show.
I've heard some people call it the show. Some film directors call it the show. The actual service. That's not really the term y'all use.
No, not really. I don't call it the show.
I did think it's strange when I heard it.
Yeah, no.
I love that speech y'all make. The good. Let me say something. The smooth funeral directors, they've been doing this so long. After we finish, before we do the committal,
the closing. You talking about it?
I say you're now in the hands of the funeral director. First of all, we'd like to say to the family and to the friends, thank you so much for all the love. As we know that this is not the end of it. I mean, break it down effortlessly. I said I have to admit, I always love that.
That still, yeah.
I always love it. They just smooth with it.
They smooth. It's, in North Carolina,
Yeah.
they smooth. They dance with the body and all that stuff. They do the coffin. It's like a smooth way they roll you out of there with this whole dance and they hold on to it. I'm like, damn.
Well, the South to me is more respectful because even old men in the South used to pull the side of the road. They see a funeral and they hold their hats or stand or the something. Yeah, the South was used to be like,
Not in New York,
that
Brooklyn.
Southern hospitality.
Try to take a body down the Belt Parkway. Watch people cut right through that.
Nah, people cut right. And I've had people cut me off, give me the finger, and it's like this is, and I'm like,
yeah, you
and
see
I'm
all
doing
this
driving driving a hearse.
Right.
And it's not like I was in the procession. I'm driving the hearse, like. And
you know what's funny though? When y'all finish, after y'all drop, they out. I'm telling you, you can't catch a hearse on the way back. Them hearses, that joy is out.
I've had people call the funeral. I've gotten back to the funeral home, and like people have called the funeral home to complain, like, oh, whoever your driver was, they cut me off, and I was like, it's like, that's why. I started taking the plaques out the. So you're not
that question. Tell us how we're driving. Tell us how we're doing. You don't need that.
How am I driving? How's my driving?
Right,
yeah, like, get out the way. I got bodies to pick up. Like as soon as I leave that cemetery, I got bodies to pick up. I got like bodies to prep. Like this is another show to prep for. It's like
yeah.
Now let me say this. I have to get this in here. This is a big thing. I don't know if it's every community or just ours. And this is a ministry decision usually. The final viewing or not. And when I tell you, a lady almost maced me one time over that. So what we do is we say, once we close it at the beginning, after that, everybody, and we start ministering to people and stuff, that's it. We not opening it up again. Naturally, Spoonifa and Ray gonna get there late, and they got to see their grandmother regardless. No, we're not gonna open it again. Oh, you opening my grandmother's casket? And away we go. And guess what? We gonna open it because
we're gonna open it. But I'm gonna, because I know if I open it, I lost control of the whole service, and it's so. Listen, I'm not gonna open it because we're in the service right now. But I'm gonna do you one. I'm gonna do you just this. I don't do it for anybody. But what I will do is at the end of the service, I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you and Juanifa, whatever your name is, your own private viewing. Your own private viewing. You know what I'm saying? With nobody will be around you. Nobody's, you know what I'm saying? Give you guys your own private viewing, your own private time. You know what I'm saying? I know she was important to you, blah blah blah.
Right.
Gotta talk it up.
Listen, I used to work in jail, so you gotta learn how to talk people down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Facts. Real quick. 3 comments. Go get Jamie. Got a few more comments. Go ahead.
Yeah, Shauna checking in. She says he's in BK. That shit don't get shot up. He hope that shit don't get shot up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've never had a funeral get shot up. Thank God. I've heard of funerals getting shot up. But no, never one that I've been at.
I turned one down for anticipation of that. When it's a gang related thing, stuff like that, every now and then I'll be like, nah, I'm past sometimes because not trying to hear it.
Bring
on Sean. Retaliation.
Yeah, what's Sean to say?
Sean, he's check if he can bring it back up again, Jamie. He said something about he goes, our favorite movie, Kingdom Come, The Heavenly Express. He said something else too. That was funny. Yeah, he said people find out that daddy is really their uncle. That's the one I was looking for. And the EOT says, their uncle is really their daddy. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh man, it'd be some messiness that come out at funerals, man. Oh man. Especially when people start coming up, or like you see some old pimp dudes the sachet or down the aisle, lay a kiss on the seat and then just stroll off. Who that? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there be some stuff. And you're like, but for one thing, like when it comes to gang funerals, like I have to have cops there. Like the NYPD has to be present, They have to be outside or in the building, but they have like that's the only way we're doing your gang funeral. You know,
who pays for the police to be there?
They have to petition it. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you get auxiliary release, right?
Right.
Man, that ain't nothing but a hired witness. That's a hired witness, man. You
got a walkie-talkie.
Yeah, maybe you might. I don't even get a billy club anymore. I don't fucking
get a flashlight.
Right.
The hired witness. I saw where they went. They were shooting over there.
They was right there.
They went that away.
Fuck out of here.
I seen them. I seen it.
All right. So, Irving, real quick, man, tell us about your business. Where can they find you at? I'm gonna plug yourself, brother. Let's go.
All right. Irving Richiez here, local funeral director. I don't have a brick and mortar. What I do is service all the funeral homes within the New York or the tri-state area. I provide services such as picking up bodies, delivering bodies, prepping bodies, anything, surrounding a funeral, I'm doing it. I'm just not doing it with the families. The funeral homes are dealing with the families and I'm dealing with the funeral homes. Whereas, because like I said, a lot of funeral homes are understaffed. So I'm there to pick up the slack. I'm doing services for, some funeral homes, church services, burials, or for some funeral homes, that don't have the ability or a prep room. I'm prepping their bodies for them, different things. I'm picking up bodies from the airport. I'm shipping out bodies, it's the whole gambit,
You that one-stop shopping.
That's right. And if I can't do it, I got somebody who can.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man.
That's the commercial right there. I like that.
Yeah, and before you go, everybody come on the show. This is Hip Hop 50. Give us your top 5 MCs. Let's go real quick. Let's hit me hear them, baby. Top 5 rappers, baby.
And let some of them be alive.
Dead or alive.
Dead or alive. Oh,
dead or alive. All right.
Remember, you from Brooklyn.
Big Daddy Kane.
My man.
My first.
My man.
Right.
Uh-oh.
You mean it. He mean it. He thinking.
Yeah, because I'm going back, like, and it's not like I'm like pulling out like the Jay-Z, like, I'm like really thinking about like.
Well, the truest one is the ones that come to mind. That's the truest one. So that's the real one. So you gotta come with them. Bam, 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 bam. That's the real ones. Now that politically correct shit, neither.
Lauryn Hill.
Okay, that's real. All right.
Damn. Because I don't usually go with the
Just give us 3, brother. We run out of time. Give us 3. Give us 3.
Third.
No particular order.
Yeah. Damn. I'm gonna come back to y'all on that. I'm gonna just
put it in the comments.
Anyway, Irving, man, we truly appreciate you coming out, man. Thank you so much for enlightening us, man, and giving some insight on what's going on in the business. And I hope people take heed, get you some insurance. You need $1,500. No more GoFundMes, no more fish plates. Pookie and them did bad. No, we want no goddamn. Tell the real stuff. Pookie was fucked up, and we hope he does better in afterlife. That's what we want to say about that. We appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming out, man. We truly appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you for having me on, and I hope everybody takes heed, to what's going on in the world. A lot of craziness, you know what I'm saying? So love yourself, love your family, stick together. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, appreciate you.
All right. Stay blessed.
Have a good night.
All right. Jamie, man, take us to commercial, brother, man, from the motherland. Damien, get his feature song.
Hi. If you're like me and most Americans, managing busy schedules, working countless hours, can't find enough time in the day to spend with family, and sometimes forced to neglect cleaning your own home, then Higher Quality Cleaning Service is for you. We're the smart choice in cleaning. In addition to providing competitive and affordable rates, we offer customized cleanings tailored to your specific needs. We take great pride in exceptional customer service. We have a standard of excellence that is unsurpassed by any of our competitors. All of our cleaners are licensed, insured, and bonded. We use the most up-to-date equipment that the industry has to offer. We offer residential and commercial cleaning service. Your satisfaction is our top priority. Higher quality is not only our name, it's our standard. Book your appointment today at www.higherqualitycleaning.com. Our IG, Higher Quality Cleaning _. Our phone number is 718-527-0370. And you can find us on Facebook at Higher Quality Cleaning.
Yo, 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 what's up, what's up, what's up? If you like what you're seeing from the Four Brothers here, give us a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay notified when we go live and post new content. Thank you for the support. Welcome back, man. Like you said, follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Like and subscribe. Tell a friend about these four brothers down here, man.
I'm around our Herbs last five. I'm gonna go with Drez from Black Sheep, Kwame, and Melly Mel. That's what I'm gonna go with. There you go. Those top five.
Nah, you bugging.
That's why you never let nobody fill out your top five. You do it
Get
yourself.
ready for the kickback.
Yeah, man. So, what do we call it? So, Sammy said he wanted to do some reflection time, man. If everybody gonna talk about 20 years ago to this day, a few days ago was the blackout in New York City, man. Anybody want to talk about where were they at and how and reflect on that?
All right, I was actually
20 years ago today, New York City, known as the city that never sleeps, went dark during the blackout of 2003. Nearly 50 million people across the Northeast and Ohio and Michigan were left without power. Now, the city ground to a halt. Even subway service was out. Workers at the stadium, Mets and Giants players had to be evacuated from Shea. It was the only Major League Baseball game affected. Power was restored in the city after about 29 hours, but it took up to 4 days in some places. Here's a look back at our newscast the day after the blackout.
The power is back at the airports, but many travelers are still in the dark when it comes to getting out of town. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tim Fleischer.
And I'm Sandra Bookman. Tonight, the power is back on across the region, with the exception of a few residents in the 5 boroughs who still report some problems. Investigators now say 3 failed transmission lines in northern Ohio likely triggered the biggest blackout ever.
A block away from my house, I used to buy these for 99 cents. I bought the flashlight for $10 and $2 for the batteries.
So this was supposed to be a relaxing, easy honeymoon.
And what does it look like?
Not so relaxing. Not so relaxing.
With the subways coming to a grinding halt and buses jam-packed, many people couldn't figure out a way to get around during the blackout. Many bike shop owners are glad they eventually thought of this.
Boy, a lot of memories on that day.
A whole lot of memories.
All right.
Yeah.
Coming up on
I remember where I was at. So I was actually working in Queens, and I remember my father was like almost borderline conspiracy theorist. He's like, nah.
Forget you, Shauna.
Yeah, that's true. They did. But he was like, my father was like, this is a test. This right now, this terrorism. They trying to, that was his first thought. But I remember how hot it was. And I remember getting home and sitting in the car with the air conditioner on because I couldn't do it. It was blazing hip hop and R&B out here, and I mean it was hot. Now, it was crazy because I knew about my sister worked in the city, and so many people were stranded and stuck. And I was fortunate that I wasn't in the city because some people, somebody had to walk over the Brooklyn Bridge and walk over the 59th Street Bridge and walk home and all those things. Women, at that point, women was already taking sneakers to work, getting out of their shoes and stuff. But if you didn't, you was just in your regular heels or something, you was just wrecked. And I would just remember that kind of great migration of people having to walk miles getting out of the city. It was just brutal. And I just couldn't do it. I was in the car with the air conditioner, like forget it. You know, because if you couldn't get to a gas station or, you know, like the pumps were down and stuff, it was just brutal, you know, and it's amazing how you mark time. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah, man, I remember that too, man. I remember I was living in Brooklyn at the time. I think it was third or fourth floor, third floor, something like that. An apartment. I'm sitting out again. No AC, no power, anything. Had to open up the window. Sat outside on my ghetto balcony, you know, the fire escape, and just kind of just took it all in for the evening. We were straight, man. We just put some candles on, man, and we were good. At the time, I was with you know, my son was just born and everything, you know, and you know, we all just as a family, at the time we were just all together. So you know, but yeah, but what I remember about that time was how surprised everybody was that there wasn't more looting. You know, everybody was kind of cool out there, you know, in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying, out there by the plaza downtown. So, I remember that. So that I found that interesting. But yeah, that's what I remember about that, man.
I remember I was a student at Hunter College. I was seeing somebody at the time, and I was living in the Bronx, River Park Towers, 37th floor. I don't remember exactly how we got there. I think we walked a while. Me and the woman I was seeing at the time, she was my girlfriend. I remember her name, not shouting nobody out. We not out here doing that. Found a way to catch a cab halfway there and got to the area, walked up 37 flights, had the house to myself, or so they say, because nobody was there. And yeah, I took advantage of that. I definitely wasn't taking nothing in. I was giving some things out. I just enjoyed myself. The blackout, yeah, it was a nice time. It was fun, memorable. That's about as much of the story as I can tell now on this show.
Yeah, I was at Six Flags with my nephew, my niece, Chicken Wing's daughter. Chicken Wing just got locked up. Yeah, he was locked up. He was locked up at the time. And I was Six Flags, and there was the Challenger, the ride like go like this. We let the people skip right in front of us. Say, hey, because they wanted to stay together. So we said, all right, go ahead. The ride went up, it went back, and said, eh. And I was like, damn, okay, they got a pause in the game. And then I looked up to the side, and the other roller coaster went like this, stop. I said, oh shit, I didn't know they had a pause in that one either. Then I started looking around. I was like, what the fuck? All the rides are paused. And I said, hold up, something ain't right. And it was like, oh, it's a blackout. And then I started seeing the man climb up on the roller coaster to calm the people down, because they screaming like, ah! He's trying to calm them down. And they kept saying, wait, our backup generator's on kicking. I was like, fuck that, I ain't getting this shit. I just got out the backup generators, got the kids some snacks. Then the backup generators finally kicked in like maybe 30 minutes or whatever. And we went on the little choo-choo rides, and then I had to figure, I didn't want to go back to the city because I was like, I got these little kids, and I had my ex-wife with me at the time. And I was like, I don't know how the city is. I don't want to be stuck in some traffic. Somebody carjack us with the kids. So I said, let me go to Delaware. I'll call my sister. She said she had power. I said, yo, I'm coming here with the kids. She said, is your wife with you? She said, don't come to my house then. I was like, yo, I got your kids. Wow. True fucking story, man.
Wow.
And I was like, yo, I got your kids. So she let us stay in the house, but I had to get up early in the morning, break of dawn, and get the fuck out and go back to the city and figure it out and deal with the heat. She's like, fuck that. Yeah, my sister gave
That's real in the field. That's what I'm gonna say. That's real.
That's real talk. That's a true story, man. True story.
So do
Max
people still get on roller coasters?
Now, but since they want her there. By the way, what you say?
Do people still get on roller coasters? I know we talk about back in the day, but now, like, are people still excited to get on things like roller coasters after all the news and all of the issues with every amusement park? So yeah, what's?
I would mess with the joints, those the carnivals that come in town. Because I was down south one time, and I knew some dudes, and I was like, yo, y'all help? Yeah, we help. They hired us to help build it. I ain't had no screwdriver, so I just used stuff like hangers, and I'm like, oh, that's it. That's my cue. You said they're doing makeshift stuff to build roller coasters and stuff. I'm like, nah.
Yeah. So, but real quick, man. So in the news, hip hop legend Melly Mel responds to Eminem diss. Jamie, can you play the clip to this?
It's the one. no apologies. This ain't a disclaimer. I'm the king of legend, the first Hall of Famer. Making diss tracks, I know you with that. Now everybody get ready for the kickback. Why you hurt? Why you mad? Now you look bad. Like a roach just crawled out of your book bag. In a packed class, you lack class. Go to bed with no supper, cause you gotta suffer the backlash. The top 5 is cap. You the piss that's on the floor in the elevator of rap. Why you ducking on the game when you shit on my name? Why they put Pee Wee Herman in the Hall of Fame? I would give you a pound, but I break your hand. I got a lawyer so white, he will take your land. Yo, check your man, come and look at your friend, cause I think that Eminem is popping pills again. We call him Pill Clinton or either Pill Gates. What pill did homie take to make him hate the great? Think you are, but you ain't, still you made a mistake. Hit a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'ma give your fans one more chance to go online and re-energize that bromance. After that, say your last goodbye. Cause before I put Matthew's lights out, I'm turning up the fucking Wi-Fi. Another little kid, don't hate the great. More white chalk, more yellow tape.
That shit was so much trash. I gotta say that he did apologize afterwards, but that shit was trash.
Fire! I need more of that. I think Melly Mel should drop an album.
No, Melly Mel need to go retire, stay retired, whatever the fuck you doing.
Drop that album.
I called Damien and talked to him about an hour so I could get counseling behind that. Because what it did to me was this. It made me realize that there's an era that has passed its time. And somewhere along the line, I'm somewhere trapped in the middle near that era. And it's just like it's a reality check that it wasn't just the fact that it was horrible. That wasn't the fact. The fact that you didn't know it was horrible. That's the thing. Like nobody, so everybody's complicit in that. That there's somebody that recorded that for you. There's somebody that did not talk you out of releasing that. And that was the thing where it shut the door on an era. Because what happens is some of these older artists can be revered, but don't come and get back in the ring and get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes away. You know what I'm saying? It takes away from you. And I realize you cannot beat time. You cannot. I remember I grew up a big Sugar Ray Leonard fan. Sugar Ray came back out of retirement, and it was the first time he got knocked down. It had never been knocked down before. It is a time when it is over. And what happened was Melly Mel was before this iteration of rap. If I was Melly Mel, I'll say, look, I'm one of the reasons that Drake is a millionaire today. I'm one of the reasons that Eminem's a millionaire today. Unfortunately, I'm not one because the market didn't lend itself to that at the time. But I would build on that. But you can't mess. There's young guys that won't go after this dude. There's lyricists that won't go after this dude. You know what I'm saying? And we can't come back on someone where we playing basketball or white lines or what. Even I know that was Curtis Blow, basketball. But what I'm saying is we can't. In other words, you can't. You're not. You know what it'd be like? It'd be like you trying to be in the army back in World War I, and now you trying to fight against drones. It's not gonna work.
All right, I gotta respond. I think Demond, you and Kelvin hating. He was
fire.
I'm supporting it. I'm trying to see Bell drop a whole album rapping like that. What?
I was rooting for him too.
You going crazy?
What was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4 that didn't really fit the
Yo,
ball?
it was necessary.
Was it a reference to 8 Mile? Was it a reference to 8 Mile?
My whole thing is it was unnecessary. Melly Mel, nobody even knew you had a beef with him. My thing with Melly Mel, he has beef with everybody that's not Melly Mel. I'm tired of him. He always beef. He beef like Method Man. He beef when Method Man was out. He beef when this person. Like, stop, Melly Mel. People want to, like me and Kevin talked about, people want to embrace you as a legend, but you never show nobody love. It was your time. You have 82 to 77 on lock. It passed you by, bro, and it's okay. But now you just sound like an old grumpy dude that used too many steroids, and it's fucking you up now, man. It's getting to you, bro. Funny ass shit.
I can't go with it.
I'm tired of Melly Mel, bro. I'm tired
of gracious, man. It's time to be graceful. What was the singer's name? I can't remember her name. She sang the song "At Last" back in the days, man. I can't remember her name.
Who?
It wasn't Etta James.
Etta James.
Etta James. Yes, hater, another hater. Another
And then
hater.
she didn't want to give Beyonce her credit. You know what I'm saying? When she did the little and that was a whole thing. Etta James ruined her whole mystique. You know what I'm saying? Between that and of course the Obama thing. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be relevant and everything. You know, it's, at some point you just got to recognize, read the room, see who it is, understand, and accept your place in the history and the tapestry of hip hop, man, and just embrace it and fall back and let it just be. Live in your mystique. Now you have it, man. You still one of the kings of this thing, man. One of the
one of the best hip hop songs all time is the
ever,
But come
man.
on, man. Like,
Hall of Fame type
trash,
level,
man.
man. But you know,
That
you
shit
got
was
to fall back,
trash, bro. You sound like an old grumpy nigga rhyming, man.
Yeah,
I
And
did
you know
not
what?
believe
To your
I
point
had
about
3 haters on this broadcast with me. 3 haters?
well, you know
Derek,
what? You know what? I knew you were gonna say it. I mean, guess what? Just for that, I got a private. I bought some tickets for you to have a private concert with Melly Mel, so you get a chance to hear that and many more classics. All right, I want you
I'm
to
going viral because I'm recording it and putting it on every platform, and I'm
And see,
even
and to the
dissing
point,
everybody.
Beef
with
about
everybody.
Jordan being in the dunk contest now, it would not only be the dunk contest, but to challenge one of the best dunkers at this time. And that's the problem. Like, you go after this dude, and I'm saying before you knew it, you was in the middle of the song. The song looked like it started like no prep, no hook, no nothing. I don't know how many gunshots was in there. The gunshot,
shooting out the
like
gate.
It was just too much.
I'm such a Melly Mel fan and such a hip hop fan. I actually found some elements in there that I like, but I just don't
Well, at least
like.
highlight him for
I
me.
just don't like the reception. I don't like that he brought himself to that level because he wasn't ready. He hasn't been on the scene, and the way we measure the music now is completely different to how we used to measure it anyway. He killed himself before he even got on the mic.
And then he thought he got busy, especially at the end. Rah! Like, you know what? Like, wait till I
that
hit him
was
with this.
fire.
I'm gonna
I
take him
don't
to
know what y'all was
79.
listening to.
And I was like,
Heard the
Melly,
bar.
why? Why?
That is fire. Bring that out and start doing that on a rap with somebody.
They
I
said
need
it
that
had
on stage.
The song had no name, but now, so you mean to tell me why you mad, why you sad, like a roach crawled out your book bag? Like, you, so nobody, so not even a relative, not even your closest friend, not the DJ, no, somebody that knew you, nobody, Curtis Blow didn't call you, nobody said, my man, really, not the roach in the book bag. Really?
You know the lyrics. What that mean? That means it's a hit. It's catchy.
I can't stop. I couldn't stop listening to it.
See, what does that mean? What does that tell you?
It meant that I love to watch a car accident. It was a train wreck. It was just.
Yo, listen. EOT's right. Somebody was in the studio, the engineer, everybody said, we're going to get paid off this old dude.
And it's like, do not put our name on it. Do not give us no credit. And the thing is, you know what? And let me tell you something. As an older guy, I love to see an older person contend with somebody young. I love to see a person represent. I love to see somebody do it for the gold rush. The problem is,
not Melly Mel. Kane, Cool J, all them dudes in their 50s, they still can spit. Cool G rap, they still can spit bars. It's not Melly Mel. Anyhow, real quick, Jamie said Irving want to finish up his top 5 list. Can you bring it back real quick? Let's get it going, man.
I hooked him up.
Yo, all right.
Melly Mel better be on your list, bro. Better be on that list after hearing that.
I got it. All right. Okay. So I remember Big Daddy Kane, right? Lauryn Hill, Kanye West, Backpack Kanye. I'm talking about.
Okay. All right.
All right. Big.
He ain't right back then either.
Big. Go ahead.
And last but not least, the 2 Live Crew.
Yo, South. You was doing the school down south, but I'm gonna bring that 2 Live Crew. I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna bring something up. We talk about this hip hop 50. I'm glad you kind of said that, and I'm gonna tell you.
Herb came through.
Yeah, I like that,
Yes,
man.
sir,
Thanks,
yes,
brother, man, for coming through, man. We thought we was going to have to put you in one of those coffins if you couldn't finish that top 5, brother.
Oh my God!
Because we had Kelvin, man. I was about to put you with Kelvin, homeboy. We had to put his ass to rest. His homeboy fucked some shit up a few years ago, so we thought he was about to put his back. But nah, you came through. You came back. You came back on a good 5.
Yes.
All right, brother, man.
Good guy.
Yeah, man. So. Speaking of that, man, the Hip Hop 50 was this past weekend celebrating the 50 years of hip hop. I don't do. I'm making sure. Do we have a clip or not? I'm just making sure that I miss anything. Yes, we do. So yeah, everybody was there. I went this night to see the Hip Hop 50. It was really good. I still think Rock the Bells is better, and I can tell you the reason why I like Rock the Bells better compared to Hip Hop 50. I gotta say the Bronx was in the house. Yankee Stadium had no security. That's one of my take backs that they said, "Fuck it, let these natives be and smoke the weed, cigarettes." There's one lady told us, bullshit you not, said, "I'm a chain smoker. I smoke cigarettes and weed," and she let it go. So that was a different kind of crowd compared to Queens. We was orderly. We pay with credit cards. You know what I'm saying? We didn't pull shit out our bras. It's a different whole thing than the Bronx. But anyhow, the lineup
the
was
smaller
better.
venue. You like the smaller venue?
I like the smaller venue better because you would be right on some of the stage. But anyhow, the Hip Hop 50 was dope, and I think the highlight was bringing Lauryn Hill out. Nas brought Lauryn Hill out, and that was dope. And I was saying, the reason I'm glad Nas had his show came on at 1:00 a.m. because then Lauryn had no reason to be fucking late.
Hell yeah.
She came on time for the show, and she did her
choice.
thing. You had no choice.
You know they told her 11 o'clock, right? They probably told her
Yeah,
11.
easy. Yeah, they took off. They put 2 1s up. They Lauren, it's your time. Word.
Terrible.
It went
Terrible.
late. It went late.
Wait, hold on. Nas hit the stage at 1
a.m.
Yeah.
Run DMC came on like 2, like maybe 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Yeah, Run DMC was fire to me. I ain't gonna
They
lie.
got busy.
I kind of like that they ended the show because Nas is he's great. He's one of the greatest hip hop artists of all time. There's no debate. I don't know if he's the show you want to see. When he brought Lauren out, she brought the energy up. When she started singing "If I Rule the World," it's like that's amazing.
Yeah.
But Run DMC, I'm like, look, if Melly Mel got diss records, Run DMC might be able to get somebody a run.
No, Run DMC rhymed like they rhymed in. They don't need to make any record. I think this was they said this is their last show ever. So
I know I don't like that. I walked on ice and never fell. King of Rock is one of my favorite hip hop songs.
Nah,
like
man,
old school hip hop.
They're the great
fire.
dead of hip hop, bro. They ain't never gonna
And
retire.
I love Down with the King.
Yeah, but hip hop.
Down with
Let me tell you about the Hip Hop 50. Also, what I'm gonna say also brought out. I seen ages from 8 white kids, Asian kids. I seen Puerto Rican old dope fiends were there, old hustlers were there. Everybody you could think of, it was older, and I was like, hey, damn, this is a different kind of crowd. It's more diverse, not like Beyonce. Beyonce, you mostly got women and brothers, a little feminine brothers. But this one was just a whole. Everything was at this concert, and I gotta say, hip hop really did its thing that night. And shout out to Ralph McDaniels was in the house, so people don't forget about that. But only thing I didn't like about Hip Hop 50, it had the South people. They had Trina, they had T.I. at LL, he had Outkast. Uncle Luke should have been in one of these joints. Nobody was bigger at that time. He brought the South. He's the real king of the South. I don't care what this T.I. and all this other. Uncle Luke was making $30 million back in the day. The 2 Live Crew was a problem. They was the original NWA when they was getting records were getting banned and stuff like that. The feds were on them, rolled over. No one showed any of those Florida rappers like TD. Not TD Jakes. JT Money, bitch, and all them people should have got some shine. And nobody even had what's my man name? The ugly looking dude that we were Trina. What's my man that rapper?
Trick Daddy.
Trick Daddy.
Yeah. I would have had Trick Daddy come out when Nan come out. That's one of my favorite.
Like you know what I'm saying? It's a lot that and I think somebody should have showcased. I know Rock the Bells is going around, so I know he's probably gonna do it with Scarface.
Yeah, thank you. I was about to say it. I was holding it in. Yeah. Scarface should have been on one of these stages.
No,
but
what
also
about PE? What about PE?
Public Enemy. Yeah, they should have had.
Yeah.
They could have been there. They could have been there.
Flavor Flav was in the building. He was on stage. He was there. Flavor Flav was there.
I'm mad that after the Tiny Desk concert, nobody got Juvenile to come out there and do Back That Ass Up with the strings and the horns and all that. I think that would have been dope. There's a lot of artists
I was happy about. I was happy that they brought that Snoop brought Doug Fresh and Slick Rick out.
Oh yeah,
they were there early, and the place looked like it wasn't full yet. There was still daylight. I'm glad they brought because Doug went for the record on beatbox.
Beatbox.
He went in on that one, and I'm glad that I'm glad Snoop brought out Too Short because Too Short. People don't understand. I know New York has this bias. And we only got Too Short because of the box, video music box and the box. Too Short sold millions and millions of records without even getting any radio play in the East.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a lot of artists in the South did that. That's how a lot of the major artists in the South, that's how they really got major because they were so big, you couldn't deny them. If you went to the South, it was like, who y'all listening to? We listening to Juvenile, we listening to T.I., we listening to these people, and it was like you can't go anywhere without anybody knowing their songs or their music. So it was impossible, especially with Two Live Crew and Too Short. But Too Short, I think he always got his respect. Same with Scarface. But I didn't understand. I mean, it could be controversy because we don't know the politics behind any of this stuff. There's Willie D. They and Scarface. They recently, I think, they reconciled after having some issues, and so there could be so many little moving parts where you don't know who's going to be where and for what reason. I think they did an amazing show.
Yeah.
I watched it. I was dancing, jumping up and down. I'm not gonna lie. I even enjoyed Lil Wayne performing, and I
that
like
was
his
boring.
music.
That was boring.
I think he did some
Live,
of his best music.
That shit was when you.
If it's not for you, it's not for you.
No.
But he did a good job.
Hear me out. Y'all seeing it on TV. I'm seeing it live. Even people saying it was not. Everybody, I'm talking about talking around. I had good seats. Everybody talking about this was not it.
Why? What happened?
He just wasn't it. He did. His energy wasn't Lil Wayne-ish to me. Where people's feeling is like, everybody else T.I. got mad love. Even
his energy was different.
Wiz Khalifa got mad love. Wayne was like, It's like, But only thing I would say for hip hop. Go ahead. You want to say something?
No. Finish, please. I won't cut you.
One thing with hip hop, I wish certain people were live. I wish Biggie and Pac was there to see that joint.
Mm-hmm.
And, that would have been that. And Jay-Z, I hope he does something. I know he's on tour. His wife is on tour. He's on tour, whatever, with the kids and stuff like that. I just hope he really does something before.
How did Fat Joe do the estimation?
Fat Joe he got love because I didn't want to see him naked. That's like looking at me naked. Remy Ma look like she got some work done, y'all. I don't know if women y'all can tell. Remy Ma face didn't look the same. Remy look different.
So
she on that little Kim plan, I guess, right?
Yeah, something.
Little
Kim got mad love, yo.
Little Kim still gets mad love. I ain't gonna front. Little Kim has some of the biggest hits and verses in hip hop. I'm disappointed that she's not unable to get on stage and rock the crowd like she could when she was younger. Because you could see her at the Apollo and then other times performing when she was younger, before all the enhancements and surgery. She could get on the stage and rock a crowd.
Yeah, but she get close to 50 now. Like Trina was like, she's the baddest bitch no more. Trina like, I'm close to 50 now. I can't be doing this baddest bitch as much as I used to be. These knees ain't the same with these heels. So
there's a lot of people that might have been missing, but there was how many acts were there?
That was a lot.
20 plus.
But
so it's hard to get everybody. But I did appreciate. I think Snoop did his thing. Yeah, a lot of artists went up there, did their thing. I really appreciated Lupe Fiasco going up there and doing Hip Hop Saved My Life. Like there's a lot of artists up there.
I gotta give it. No. Lupe people sing. No, I'm gonna give Damien what he said. I saw people singing Lupe songs. He came on early, but I seen white older men like our age or whatever really showing. Lupe got a lot of love. I want to say in the crowd too. I'm not gonna front. Lupe had records. People were singing them joints. They were singing along with him.
Yeah.
So, it might be the guys on the screen, but people really showing brother love. I'm admit who was getting love and wasn't getting love in it. They was getting.
He had a huge public fight with his label where the people protested outside so they could get him to drop his album. The anonymous, that online group, they threatened the label to drop his album. So that is, I don't know any other time where something like that happened.
Yeah, he was dope.
Now, I got one criticism though. I have one criticism for both shows, Rock the Bells and this one. To some of the artists, all right, it's enough already with the crowd participation. Stop leaving the mic as long as you did. I saw Rakim do that 20 times during Rock the Bells, and I like Rakim. Rakim is my guy, but at a certain point, we know the crowd know the song. We actually here to hear you do it though. Thinking of a master plan.
Yeah.
I mean, then you back 20 minutes later. Just do the thing, Rakim. Just do the song.
Now, also I wish who was there and who always brought the fun hip hop. I wish Bismarck was there because I really wanted to see him.
Oh
Bismarck.
man,
destroyed. Bismarck.
He would have.
That had him all over.
And King Capri got busy too, though.
Oh, King Capri.
Yeah, he did.
King Capri.
I wish if I could
and DJ Hollywood. Shout out to Snoop for bringing out DJ Hollywood. First MC ever.
I would have loved I would have loved to see somebody like Heavy D on stage perform.
Oh man,
that would have been. I think the crowd
Yeah.
would have been singing
Oh,
and screaming crazy.
Heb had
You
a
know, people that
fantastic show, man.
Fantastic show.
yeah,
show.
that's what I'm saying. Like those type of shows, I don't know if we'll ever get stuff like that ever again.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but like
It was
yeah,
cool
there's so
to bring
many
Derek Jeter out, but he never talked. He don't really say nothing.
Yeah, I was a little bit confused.
Well,
I
shit,
don't
it's
know
Yankee
if
Stadium.
he
It's his
thought it was
house.
like
It's
his
Yankee
Jay-Z bringing
Nah,
out MJ
Nah,
moment.
here you go. Y'all forget a lot of things.
There's a lot of Hispanics.
No. Derek Jeter. You got to think about Derek Jeter. Always came into hip hop songs. He was one of the first baseball players to always play. He played two short when he came to bat all the time. Derek Jeter would have been at that shooting when J-Lo and them. But Derek Jeter, he had a game the next day. He didn't go to that joint. Derek Jeter's a lot in it. Derek Jeter's sister as a baby with DJ Premier. See what I'm saying? So y'all gotta like. There's a lot of stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like, yeah. So Derek Jeter,
didn't know.
Derek Jeter gets a pass, bro. Derek Jeter, I like Derek.
Oh,
Jeter
that's
a lot,
his house. Come on, that's we put four
yeah,
bands.
I got a lot.
Man.
Derek Jeter used to have some good parties when I worked at Yes Network I wasn't invited to. So I'm just telling y'all now, Derek Jeter is a different kind of
Man, I want to let Demond know something he didn't know. Melly Mel freestyled that whole diss record. You ain't giving no props for that.
Fuck Melly Mel. But, real quick, I know we got a few minutes, but Bismarck, one of my Bismarck stories I can remember Bismarck, Jamie and I had a hip hop show in South Carolina called Let's Check It Out, right? We had an interview with the Source Awards. It was Lord Finesse, Roxanne Shante, the dude that owned the Source Awards was the crazy looking dude who looked like a pit bull. Bismarck and whatchamacallit, Farrell March was there. When they was the group, what was the group name when they was together? I forgot the name of the group when they was together. Him and the other dude.
Organisms or something.
Oh yeah, Organized Confusion.
Organized Confusion. Yeah,
right?
Organized
So
Confusion.
I had to interview him, right? My man Spec, one of the best freestyles ever said. I'll put money against him against anybody. Still to this day, off the head. Real freestyle. Was rhyming, knocking out. Lord, now remember, Lord Finesse is there. Shantae's there. My man's spitting bars. We come fast forward. We come to New York. We had a club in Queens, but I think it was I forgot the name of the damn club. We was going to the club, and rappers outside. Here come Bismarck, and people want to challenge my man Spec. Bismarck came out and said, "Yo, that's some South Carolina dude." He called my man when we was in South Carolina. He kept calling us Farmer Brown. He said, "Ain't none of y'all gonna see them cats." Biz said, "None of y'all better stop right now, because none of y'all seen the Farmer niggas." That's what I remember. But Biz showed us mad love, and we got into the club with Biz that night. Word up, Biz showed us mad love. Biz, I love Biz Markie, man. But speaking of music, real quick, I know Jamie's hitting this like sure. Clarence Avant. For people that don't know who Clarence Avant was, the godfather of music, the godfather of black music. Clarence Avant also was a president maker. People don't know.
Yeah.
Clarence Avant wasn't for Clarence Avant, Jimmy Carter would never been president. Clarence Avant is one, like, if I could be somebody, I always still remember my life would be Clarence Avant, a person that always knew a lot of people and got things done behind the scenes and connected people. This is Clarence Avant, one of the true heroes of black music. Jamie, can you play a little clip for us for Clarence Avant?
His family released a statement saying Clarence Avant died yesterday at his home in Beverly Hills. Over several decades, Avant advised many music producers, executives, and artists. Avant's death comes after the 2021 murder of his wife, philanthropist Jacqueline Avant. Avant is survived by his daughter, Nicole Avant, who served as the U.S. ambassador to the Bahamas, and his son, Alexander Avant. The music industry, of course, spoke out about this as well. You can see here Mayor Karen Bass also releasing a statement on Avant's death, saying in part, Mr. Avant gave so much to Los Angeles, producing a sound that influenced generations while ceaselessly fighting for civil rights. My thoughts are with the Avant family.
Or shout out to that brother, man. Joe, it's sad that his wife had to go out like that. People don't know Clarence Avant's a dude from North Carolina, country dude. He always talked about numbers. Everything had a number. Everything has a number to it. You die, you got a number, whatever. And he always put numbers. Numbers always made sense to him. So he was one of the people that was close with a lot of gangsters and stuff like that. Made sure people got the fair deals. Black people got fair deals. And people always, there was a question like, who was he in the room? People were always asking, white people was asked like, who's that? Who's that? And why? Who's that black guy? Like they would say he's the one that brought us all together. Talking about big, powerful people was Clarence Avant. That was a true dude right there. I don't know if Damien, you want to add something to that, man.
No, I mean, there's a documentary, I believe, and on like Netflix about him that I think everybody should go check out. I checked it out and I learned a lot. I learned a lot that I didn't know. And the type of reverence that people spoke about him with shows the type of person he was. And you can watch the way people speak about certain people, and that answers a lot of your questions. If you ever have a question to somebody's character, their sincerity, and yeah, much respect to him. And if you have a chance, I believe it was on Netflix.
It's on
correct me
Netflix.
if
You're
I'm
right.
wrong.
Let's go up the golf. Yeah,
Go check it out. The
Black
Godfather,
Godfather, something
Black
like that.
Godfather, something like that. Yeah. Go check it out. Any other final comments? I don't want to take up. I know we're running low on time.
No, real
Kelvin,
quick.
Derek.
No, I also want to talk about Hip Hop 50. Where the hell was Missy Elliott and Timberland and the people from Virginia? And speaking of that, Magoo passed away. Shout out to Magoo. Magoo passed away. Rapper Magoo died at the age of 50 years old. You know, we don't know what he died from, but rest in peace to that brother there, man. But where was I mean, I know we still got the rest of a year. I'm hoping that this is gonna pop up. But damn, where was the Virginia people? Virginia came strong at one time, man.
True. So has Timberland been around? Swiss Beats been around? Like Alicia Keys?
Swiss Beats came out. Swiss Beats was that LL.
Okay.
Yeah, he taught.
So there's a list. We could probably come up with a list of 30 names of people who we haven't seen yet. Hopefully they are planning something, because I think that'd be amazing. And just to showcase hip hop's influence and power. I mean, it's an amazing thing. So.
And one more thing, I gotta say why I like the Queens one better. Queen Latifah tore the motherfucking house down. And Queen Latifah
I didn't see Rock the Bells.
I know, but
she brought Naughty out.
They had more female rappers at that joint. They had everybody. Yo-Yo was there. Salt and Pepper was there. I'm telling you now, Queen Latifah, nobody gonna see it still. She don't get a lot of mentions, and that chick is fire still, bro.
Yeah. She was number one on the Framework's top 10 women MCs. She was number one. Like, if you go to her music, her lyric, all that overall, she probably still is.
Sean said Wu-Tang. They came out with Ghostface came out. He brought out Method Man, and he brought
Capadonna and Inspector Deck. They killed it.
They killed
Ghost killed it. Shout out to Cam. He killed it too. I know people wanted to be mad. They tried to cut his time off. He was like, they ain't cutting my time off. Yo.
Yeah. But also, Redman, like I said, LL had Redman and Method Man, and they killed it, man. I'm telling you that.
Of course.
That LL, if anybody go next year, LL does it every August. I think the first Saturday every August. You have to check out that joint.
What is this? What is this again? The first
it's Rock the Bells.
Rock the Bells. Rock the Bells.
The smaller menu is in Forest Hill, Queens, the old original U.S. Open Stadium. It's in the neighborhood, nice small venue. All the vendors are nice. I forgot the organization put together to pay for all the vendors to be there.
They should move it to the big one.
Nah, they ain't gonna do that. I like the small, intimate size, man. I like the intimacy. I like.
Hey, yo, I want to shout out the number one hip hop video vixen from back in the days, my wife, number one, right? She was in the video Positive K. You Got a Man. She was the athletic girl in the video. Check her out. Yeah, do you know that, man?
You got to type. You got to type. You got to type.
Shout out to all the video vixens in the original. My very own wife. So there you go.
There it is, man.
Respect. I did not know that either.
Yeah.
And on that note, we want to say peace, and peace.